You guys may be wondering why the title of this video is Goodbye. Well, to answer your question, or if you've even asked that question at all, I am saying goodbye to music, and there is a reason why. Now, I will start at the very beginning, so I can just lay it all out there. Um, when I was little, I dreamt of being a top tier music artist, like being up there with the big leagues such as Post Malone and Ed Sheeran, all of them. Eventually, I I came across this guy named Chewy Cat on Spotify when I was like 10 years old. This was around the time where Poppy Playtime was a big thing. When the first game came out and it gained an entire fandom within a few days. Um, it was very interesting, you know. I then came across Chewy Cat. Uh, I listened to his song "Give Me a Hug," which was the Poppy Playtime Chapter One song, because I've listened to people such as Rocket Music and AP Angry Piggy, but nothing, nothing sounded as good until I listened to Chewy Cat's music. He was a very big inspiration of mine. I've He was the one I always wanted to be like. He was the person who got me into wanting to do music. So, eventually, when I turned 11, I picked up my phone and I downloaded an app called Vocaloid. It was limited. This was before I knew about BandLab or anything like that. And I just listened to the instrumentals that were on there, and I eventually found one that really caught my attention. I made songs just like that. If you go to my very first song, uh, Five Nights, I think that's what the song was called. I made that song on that very app. Um, I met some amazing people during that moment. People giving me advice, saying use less autotune, or telling me that it was good, even though little me didn't know that it was just the start to a whole new community. It all really started whenever I did Gorilla Tag songs. I was the first ever to do Gorilla Tag songs for the creepy pastas that were in the game. And my PBBV song, if you go look at it, that's where it changed my life forever. Because the creator of that ghost commented on that song. He told me that it was the official anthem of PBBV. Now, if you guys don't know who that is, he is the most popular Gorilla Tag creepypasta, and the fact that the creator of that ghost um, commented on my song, it made me feel amazing. It made like it sparked a whole new light. Um, Eventually, I decided to write more based on other Gorilla Tag ghosts. And that's what I did. Eventually, I was known in Gorilla Tag as the first ever to make Gorilla Tag Ghost songs. I have met famous people such as Coffee Person and like Jacksamations, and I've even talked to K9 whenever he was posting videos. I talked to a lot of people. It was very exciting. I felt I felt like I was doing something great in my life. Eventually, I ran out of Gorilla Tag Ghosts to do songs on, and I decided to move on to making songs based on actual horror characters in video games. I My first one was Choo Choo Charles. Um, I can't remember what the song was called. I've not heard that in a good hot minute. Uh, and it's just it's been one hell of a journey. Like I knew I still had the reputation of being the one guy who made Gorilla Tag Ghost songs, cause that's what I've been most known for. My most popular song is the PBBV song, and eventually I moved my music to Spotify. I did I did so much with it. I treated it as if it was the best thing I have ever done in this world. And it felt amazing. You know, people were going to the Spotify, listening to the Gorilla Tag Ghost music that I've been making, and they loved it. They loved it so much. Um, but eventually things did take a turn. My mental health hasn't exactly been the greatest with music creation. I have been less motivated, and I've realized my entire life I have just been focusing on music. I haven't focused on anything else. I have focused more on music than family, than friends, than making just making new friends, doing interactions. Sure, I met some people, but like they're more business friends than actual friends. It was never truly a friendship. There was one time I actually got to talk to Chewy Cat. He was doing a some meetup thing. So I talked to him, and it felt so cool. I showed my siblings because we were all very big like music people because of him. Like my mother would freak out because I actually got to talk to him. She was like, "Oh, you got to talk to a famous person. Like, I'm so proud of you." Like it felt amazing. But, you know, although I got to talk to him, although I got to meet these amazing people, at the end of the day, music has messed up my mental health in ways I can't even explain. I have been so stressed out, especially being in high school now. I am becoming a sophomore, and it's just been so stressful trying to keep up with my grades, trying to keep up with music at the same time. Not only that, I'm doing game development now. I have been doing game development for a few months now because I had to switch from Roblox Studio to Unity. And not only that, I'm about to have to get a job soon as well. So, adds more to the plate. Keeping up with all these things, it is just so difficult. I don't really think any 15-year-old should have to go through that. And sure, it gains discipline. That's why I'm not saying I'm dropping. That's why I'm not saying that I'm dropping everything. Just music. I moved on to voice acting. I no longer go by Creeper Prankster. I go by Nebular. And I have done so much more with voice acting and had so much more time to actually do that than what music has given me. Because with music, you'd have to write lyrics, edit videos, and you'd have to put it out at a certain deadline because you'd always have to be on a schedule. But with voice acting, like, it feels so much more exciting because you're no longer stuck on a certain deadline you have to get things done by. I'm sure you have a deadline to get lines done, but you're never on a schedule. Okay. You Everything you do is optional. You can choose whether you want to do a certain thing or not. And I have learned so much more within a short period of time for voice acting than I have ever done with music. And it's just something I want to move on to. So, with music, I'm closing that chapter of my life and putting it away. And I'm opening a brand new chapter. Now, I just want to appreciate everybody's support that has went through like that. I want to appreciate everybody's support that they have given to me, that they have shown me that I could do things I never thought I could have. I want to thank people for giving me that sense of reassurance that I could actually do things that seemed impossible. And yeah, that's where I'm saying my goodbye. And I'll see you guys around. Thank you all, sincerely.